Our motorhome is over 13 years old, and some of the things in it are just getting old. The window screens are one of those things that are not designed to last forever. Some of the screens had cuts or holes in them. These needed to be replaced.
Our cats do not like to leave the motorhome. It is their safe place to live. But we wanted to make sure that if we left the window open, the cats would not be able to just push through the screen to get at something that tempted them. Birds, lizards, other cats, dogs, leaves, shiny rock.
As I looked at the options at Lowe's and Home Depot, I found that they had pet-resistant screen fabric. This is thicker and darker than the standard screen fabric, and is less likely to be torn by most pets.
That sounded good, but it was more expensive than the standard fabric. So I said, oh well, let's go for it.
That's what she usually says for anything for the animals. So to test it out, I bought one of the shorter rolls. This would be enough to replace the badly damaged screens, and let us see how it worked. Replacing a screen on an RV is much like that of a stick and brick home. There are some differences though, especially on our RV. To get the screen out, you have to twist the screen so that it can be removed. Each of the screens in our coach comes out just a little different than the other. This is also a good time to clean the track for the window. The tools needed for this are the screen fabric, a spline roller, and a utility knife. After the screen is off the window, you can remove the old screen and the spline that holds it in. I just look for a loose piece of the spline and pull it out from there. With the old screen out, I cut the new screen at least an inch larger than the frame all around. This gives me enough room to make mistakes and to readjust and make it right. I put the screen on top of the frame and position it so that it's close to being centered. At this point, others would use the rounded roller to push the screen into the slot before the spline. I found that this will work on thinner screen fabric, but on the pet-resistant fabric, it just pops back out if you don't have the spline in place. So I just start off with the spline. This is also why I cut the fabric to such a larger size than normal. I just push the spline into the slot on the frame with a concave roller wheel. I have to be patient. This does take effort, and I have to be prepared to pull it back out and try it again if it doesn't go in straight, or if the screen doesn't smooth out when the spline is all in place. After it is all in place and everything looks good, I use the utility knife to trim the extra screen fabric off. I just have to cut through the fabric next to the spline without cutting the spline or the fabric that I want to keep. This fabric is so thick though that it is harder to cut than standard fabric, and sometimes requires 2 or 3 passes with a utility knife. To put the screen back, I just get one side in place and then twist it until it slides back into place.
The new screen is darker, it gives more privacy than the old one, and I feel better knowing that it's harder for the cats or anything else to get through it. Hi, thanks for watching our channel. Please, if you have any suggestions for any videos you'd like us to do, especially maybe RV repair or some type of dog grooming, please leave them in the comments below.